folks, welcome back to Ndaba Africa. This is Chris once again. Hello folks, welcome back to Ndaba Africa. This is Chris once again. Never, not going to happen. What are we talking about? Well, we're talking about Pravin Gordhan. Yep, Gordhan from South Africa. South Africa's current public enterprise minister, Pravin Gordhan, says that government's agenda is to never privatize Eskom. Eskom is the failed, corrupt patronage machine state utility known as Eskom. It is responsible for delivering electricity to South Africa, a task for which it fails miserably under the African National Congress, one which it was well suited to under the National Party, but as a going concern under the African National Congress, it has been nothing short of an unmitigated disaster, hampering economic growth and serving as a place to park corrupt ANC elites to collect paychecks for simply failing South African citizens. Yep. He says he was addressing a debate on the privatization of Eskom during a mini-plenary session of the National Assembly on the 11th of March 2021. He says there is much work to be done to reposition and revitalize Eskom after the tragic damage that has been done by state capture. Let me make it clear right at the outset, Eskom is not being privatized, he told members of parliament. Well, state capture is not the problem. State ownership is the problem. If it were not for state ownership, state capture would have never happened. It wouldn't have been impossible. So stop doubling down on failed policies. Never going to happen. You know what is also never going to happen, but what should happen is that Pravin Gordhan, the 71-year-old wonder, the clueless wonder, needs to resign forthwith. Simply tender your resignation and go into retirement because you have no idea what the hell you're doing. We've known that for a long time. The last time you did an effective job was in charge of the South African Revenue Service 20 years ago. Since then, you've just been an oxygen thief. Nothing but an oxygen thief. He said that ensuring energy security is vital for the well-being of the country. Then why do you cripple the country with a state-owned dinosaur, a fossil like Eskom? And better yet, why have you divided into three separate entities that now must compete with each other? One delivering electricity, one it's stupid. If you broke it into regional entities or separate companies that all had generation capacity, delivery capacity, but now you've broken the key functions of the electricity sector into three separate entities which must work together and will not work together. It's going to be an unmitigated disaster. Given its systemic nature, Eskom's transformation will accelerate reform in the energy sector more broadly. What? Its transformation is not going to accelerate anything. It's actually hampering economic growth and energy delivery in South Africa. My goodness. He does say that there is room for the private sector, and he gives an example of people using rooftop solar systems as a private sector participation. Poor households can have solar rooftop panels installed with the aim of electrifying their homes, and they can sell their power back to Eskom. Yeah, right. You don't allow competition. That's the problem. One of the many problems. He did say that the recent bout of load shedding was regrettable. Really? It's unacceptable is what it is. You are destroying South Africa's economy and South Africans. It's absolutely unacceptable. Gordhan really doesn't know what he's talking about. He absolutely does not. He said the restructure of Eskom into three entities, generation, transmission, distribution, will result in power system that they can be proud of. There's abundant proof there's a clear program ahead to resolve the issue of spare energy capacity to ensure the balance sheet of Eskom is repaired. How? What's the abundant proof? You've got no proof. You're separating power generation from power transmission into separate companies. And then distribution. How the hell does this work? It doesn't. This is insane. And they're all still state-owned. Ridiculous. Some key issues that need to be tackled include having cost-effective tariffs and dealing with municipal debt. An active partnership model between Eskom and four municipalities is underway to ensure debt collection is done over a period of time. Oh, give me a break. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. During the debate, the Democratic Alliance Member of Parliament, Khalib Kachilea, put forward that privatization or popular capitalism is needed in the energy sector. He called for wider ownership of shares, curtailment of power of unions, and prevention of groups from acquiring state apparatus. I'm with you on that one. That's a good start. How about allowing people to compete in the power sector without restrictions? That would go a long way to delivering reliable and affordable electricity for South Africans. The Inkatha Freedom Party's member of Parliament, Elphas Buthelezi, pointed out that millions of South Africans were without electricity due to load shedding as the debate on Eskom's privatization is underway. Can we afford not to privatize Eskom? Is Eskom itself not the biggest threat to our energy security, you ask? Well, Elphas Buthelezi, I can't help but agree with you. You are spot on. One day of load shedding in a developing country is one day too many. Agreed. Wow. Well, once again, Pravin Gordhan proves he has no clue what the hell he's talking about. Instead of actually taking positive concrete steps to improving South Africa's energy sector and unleashing its economy, we see feckless, clueless, antiquated fossils in the African National Congress making asinine decisions like Pravin Gordhan in breaking up the state utility into 3 separate entities that will not work together instead of breaking the corporation into separate private entities. As I've said before, you want a solution for South Africa's energy problem? Stop abhorring the use of coal. You have a fortune, a vast storehouse of coal. Use it. Put proper scrubbers in. Produce the energy necessary. Stop the monopoly of the state-owned electric utility, Eskom. Allow others to compete and put capital in to build power plants, transmission lines, and distribution systems to deliver safe, reliable, affordable, consistent Six Sigma level and better of electricity to South Africans. That's what you should allow happen. Absolutely allow that to happen. Stop hampering the private sector. Unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable what happens in this country. They are crazy, sick, addicted to socialism. What should happen forthwith is the disbandment of the state utility. Cease the unbundling into transmission, distribution, and generation. Leave it as one entity. And then in a rational fashion, you break up Eskom and you float the shares from multiple companies, particularly most likely on a regional basis. You float them so that they have reasonable capitalization. People buy the shares and then they're private entities. And let them compete and share power across the grid. And those who fail will fail. Those who succeed will deliver safe, reliable electricity for South Africans. By the way, you take 40% of the equity, you retain it, you put it into a national sovereign wealth fund that benefits all South Africans. And that's what you do with Eskom. Not this idiotic transmission, distribution, generation, 3 separate companies. No. You put them all into together in a single entity, and then you break that into regional organizations, and you float the shares for private equity. And then you retain 40% in a national sovereign wealth fund so that all South Africans can benefit from the success of these electrical power suppliers. And that's how you do it, folks. These are solutions, real solutions, market-based solutions, things that will solve South Africa's energy crisis, not this idiotic socialist bent on controlling the means of production. Pravin Gordhan, the sauropods died millions of years ago. How is it you are still around? Tender your resignation and go quietly into the night. Thank you, and good night, Pravin Gordhan.